Good evening, hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Science Fiction Rating System, a podcast that aims to rank every science fiction film from 1 to however many 3 films at a time. I'm Sam and I'm joined by Chris.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hello.
Are we all okay?
We're good.
Good.
The second attempt at starting isn't as good as the first attempt.
Nah, I like
it's
the
a lot
first
funnier
one.
before.
Don't ruin the magic.
Outtakes.
Don't continue.
Look for the outtakes.
Right, so if you've not listened before, the idea is that we pick 3 films and watch them, and then we talk about what we think and put them into a big list of all the films we've watched previously. So if you want to get the list at home, sciencefictionratingsystem.com has got the list up to this point, and that will move on every time we put an episode up.
And how does that list stand at the moment?
How does it stand at the moment? Well, there's only 6 films in it, so I can still read it all off. We've got Inner Space at 6, Independence Day at 5, They Live at 4, Wall-E at 3, Jurassic Park at 2, and Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope at number 1. Ooh. This week we'll be adding to that list Her, Safety Not Guaranteed, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. 3 science fiction films to do with love, because this is the Valentine's Day special.
A lot of love. There's a lot of love in this
Are we feeling loved
podcast.
Up?
Yeah, I am. I'm ready.
Chris, you
I'm feeling that love.
Yes.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Let's just say yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of clicking going on your one, Chris. I don't know what you're looking up, but yeah. Just looking up the love.
I'm just looking at. I just typed love into Wikipedia to see what that was.
to see what love was. What is love?
What is love?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, by the end of today, I'm sure we'll all be in love with film. That's terrible,
science fiction.
Science fiction, brilliant. Okay, so just a few notes before we start. We are changing it slightly, so we're going to do a little synopsis at the start of each film. So if you've not seen it, don't worry, we'll sort of say what it's about. But then after the synopsis, we're into spoiler territory. So be warned, spoilers nearly everywhere, wall to wall. If you're fine with that, go for it. You should have watched the films anyway, so... Yeah. Alright, so, shall we get into our first film?
Go.
Let's.
Our first film is Her, by directed by Spike Jonze, in 2013.
Written by him as well.
Yes, he was, wasn't it? Yeah, written by him as well. I'm doing the one for this, aren't I? So, this is a film set in kind of near future. People are kind of not that different, but a little bit different, and that's a terrible description of it. Kind of a bit different, but not much different. Brilliant.
Wow.
Really deep.
Definition of sci-fi right
really
there.
Deep.
People are a bit different. They've got no fingers.
Everything's just a little bit cleaner, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
Everyone wears pastel colours.
Yes, they do.
It's actually a bit it made me nauseous.
There's no belts. Anyway, let me get a little synopsis out of the way. So Theodore is a guy who kind of works writing greeting cards, and he falls in love with his new operating system, voiced by, I've forgotten her name, Scarlett Johansson. And the film kind of follows his relationship with his computer and goes from there. I'm guessing, Chris, you didn't like this film from that little comment then.
I don't know, I just really struggled with it. It was... I'd say the whole sort of world just made me sick. But the problem was, it's probably not too far from where we are in reality. So it's actually quite interesting.
Yeah. No, that's one of the things I thought was so good about it. It really, it felt like it did that great thing of being just a bit ahead.
Yeah.
But enough ahead to go, oh yeah, this is different. But it was kind of an attainable different. Like the system, the little thing in your ear, and then the little weird kind of nice frame camera thing they have. It's so stylish. It looked exactly like the kind of thing Mac are going to do or whatever. But it looked kind of quite... Now how everyone's connected all the time and just talking all the time, checking their emails. It's pretty...
But it wasn't that spoiler yet?
We're in spoilers now.
We're fine to spoil, yeah.
Okay.
I think I liked how it didn't present it wasn't dystopian future, and it wasn't like a fantastic future. It was just a future a bit like now, wasn't it? Like things are okay. I mean, obviously, like his house was pretty nice, and he seemed to do pretty well for himself. But it wasn't. There was no like melodrama about the world's fucked or stuff like that. It was just people like it was just. It felt to me like a 70s Woody Allen film in a lot of ways.
I actually read he was inspired a lot by Woody Allen.
Was he?
Yeah, he watched a lot of Woody Allen to get the kind of for the script and stuff. Shadows and Fog, I think it was.
Oh right, good film.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's what I read. So yeah, you can. But it's funny how it looks. What kind of did my head was look so like the city is amazing. You think, oh my god, that city looks amazing, and like all the skyscrapers and stuff. But it's just like it's just Shanghai now.
Yeah, there's one shot that gives that away. I don't know if you notice when he gets off a tube. There's a guy sat on the tube just staring at the camera, just a Chinese bloke. So obviously we just filmed that on the thing. But there's no colour blue in that film. Do you know that?
Why not?
There's no blue. I don't know. That's the production design. Like their idea of the future, they wanted the colour blue removed because that's like associated with science fiction quite often, like the blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah,
they didn't want any blue at all. So that's quite a nice.
Okay.
That's probably why I didn't like it. I just didn't like
perhaps.
the tone of it at all.
Yeah,
It didn't feel like science fiction because it didn't have any blue in it.
Had a lot of orange and yellows in it as well.
Yeah, it
didn't
did. It's a unique look, isn't it? It's a very like you can tell they spent a long time like storyboarding that, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's very...
No, I thought that was the design of all of it, and just even like the little their computers and that computer game he plays with the running little rabbit thing. That is and the weird mum one he plays.
Oh, that is good though. Apart from one
game.
thing though, no one would ever play a computer game where you're running with your fingers like he does. That's not.
That's a bit dumb.
No, that's not going to happen.
It's a bit like the Wii. Didn't the Wii used to do something like that?
Yeah, but you had the little waggle stick, didn't you? Then
Yeah. Okay.
similar. So what do we think about like the story? Fall in love with the OS. Did we buy that? Is that?
I think so.
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was nothing in the story which I didn't like. I think it was mainly because it was kind of depressing in the sense of it. This is quite close to reality now.
Yeah. I think how easy they accept it in the thing as well, like the way that like loads of people are dating OSs, and there's no one's like going like, "Oh, you freak." It's just like, "Oh, you're dating an OS."
Yeah.
You know, it's those like very matter of fact. And that was the Woody Allen bit for me of like it's a very sort of
it's kind of like Brazil. Like there's just weird stuff happening and it's accepted.
Yeah. Like it's conversationally weird, isn't it? There's no like it's not weird sake. It's
But it does. It's clever because it kind of when he first hears about it, it is a very new product.
Yeah.
So he buys it kind of like day of first release kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was clever how the stuff that comes up, like you say, everyone's kind of accepting of it, but it's almost like it's a bit. The people who invented it probably should have tested it a bit better to not have worked out maybe some weird stuff was going to happen.
Yes, the singularity didn't occur and they all left. But
yeah, exactly. Like they should have realised that something if it's going to develop like that. But it's the other thing I thought was really odd is when he sets it up, it asks it it only asks him 3 questions, right, to tailor it completely to him. Do you remember what the 3 questions were? I've written them down.
Do you want a male or female?
Yeah, male or female voice, right? Are you social or antisocial?
Yeah.
And then the third one is, how would you describe your relationship with your mother?
Yeah, I remember that one,
And that's all it is.
But it's
to
the way
basically
he answers
make it...
them that it computes it, though, right?
Yeah.
It's also about the answers to the questions.
But also, like, surely that's quite like a good comment on people, isn't it? Like, I think that's probably all you need to know about people, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just thinking of how long it took me to set up this laptop you sold me. It took me a lot longer than those 3 questions. It was asking me all sorts of things I didn't know the answers to. So yeah,
are you in love with that laptop?
Yeah, I do love this laptop.
You are in love with that? Fair enough. Okay.
I was going to introduce the laptop to you at the end, but I don't think you're ready to meet my laptop.
Fair enough. I think brilliant acting as well. I think both Joaquin and Amy Adams, I think, really good. Strong supporting cast as well. Chris Pratt there. Wasn't expected to see him.
No. Scarlett is good as well.
Yeah, she's good. You know, they changed that voice to somebody else.
Yes.
All through production. They changed it afterwards to...
It was Samantha Morton before.
You mean there was a stand-in?
No. It was originally actually just cast as somebody else.
Oh, right.
And after they finished filming, they decided that they needed a different take, and they did.
Yeah.
We did
He said
Scarlett Johansson.
it just was something but it's kind of odd to imagine what it was that didn't work because she's got a great voice and you you can kind of like, it is a sexy kind of voice. And it's like like they're friendly and like, I don't know, it's a good voice. I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what was wrong with Samantha Morton's voice?
I imagine, I don't know, I can't remember if I read this or not, but I would imagine they probably went for too much like a sterile computer sort of voice.
Oh,
that's what I'm thinking.
There's also the
been
fact
hilarious.
that people know what Scarlett Johansson looks like
Yeah.
when
that's
they
true,
hear
yeah.
her voice.
That's true.
The audience do. You know?
Yeah.
But if the whole film was just like, I love you, like that would be...
But it wouldn't work,
That would
would it,
make it a hilarious comedy, though.
Yeah.
It's him like being like waxing lyrical and her just going, yes, I feel the same about you.
That would be a funny 5-minute sketch, but it wouldn't work over 2 hours.
2
would it? I don't
hours.
think, no.
She was very natural, though. It would be good if there was a few more like strange glitches, not glitches, but just if there was some way that we kind of knew.
No, because I think that's why it works, because she is so natural.
So.
I think the
Turing
first
test.
time you got any sort of thing like that, that's when you'd be like, oh my god, I'm in love with the computer, and that's what would get you out of it.
Yeah.
The fact that basically like he's just having phone sex with an OS, that's what lets it work, because people do that, don't they? So
that bit with the human surrogate thing was really interesting. Science fiction idea. That was because it's normally the other way around. It's normally like a robot standing in like an artificial limb, but this was like a kind of real good flipping of this is a human standing in, like helping the robot out. I thought that was quite a clever bit of just a good twist to it. Yeah, it was funny though.
I love when she's in the wardrobe.
No, that was good. Yeah,
that was really good. There were a lot of I liked how there were a lot of like those sort of like when they went for the picnic and they were sat with the little they were sat with all he'd got it was Chris Pratt and his girlfriend, wasn't it? Then Joaquin and his thing, and they were like it was just like they'd gone for a picnic, but one of them's a computer. It was,
it's kind
it
of
worked.
real in the sense that people are developing, they're losing their ability to talk to real humans now, and they're they're communicating through technology and I mean it's commentary, isn't it?
It is a commentary. Is there anything wrong with dating your OS?
Not really. Not
Define
really.
wrong.
No one's getting hurt, are they?
Yeah.
No. Well, he was. If he could have got over spoilers, if he could have got over the problem, which was that she was dating all these other people, he could have been all right with it.
Well, that was her fault, wasn't it? Like you said, it should have programmed it so she didn't evolve
Yeah.
and go off to join the Singularity. Like,
It was a lot like that. Have you seen that episode of Black Mirror? That is a lot like this.
No.
That did come out the same year. In fact, it's about someone who their boyfriend dies, and there's a service that basically goes through all the emails they've sent and phone messages, and it creates an artificial version of them based on all the emails they would have sent you.
Okay.
So it starts emailing her as he would have emailed her, and then it starts calling her as he would have called.
That's probably completely possible now.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah, which is a bit scary too.
Yeah.
But it came out the same year, so you can't really say they weren't. They influenced each other maybe, but it's not like a rip-off or anything.
Cool.
One other thing as well about the endings, again, big spoilers. Did anyone else think that they were going up to the roof to kill themselves and was really happy when that didn't happen?
Oh no, I didn't think that.
I thought they were going to go on the roof, and I thought that you were going to.
Says more about you.
Wow.
I thought they were going to jump off, and I thought it was going to pan back, and all the buildings, people would be jumping off.
Oh my god!
Because all the AIs had left.
Amazing.
And so like everyone was just
amazing ending.
I'm glad it didn't do that though, because that'd been too melodramatic. But that's what
That would have been a good ending.
It would
That'd
have
have been a great ending.
Because as the AIs ascend into the abyss, everyone just dies.
Not the end of the human race because they're not breeding anymore. It's because they kill themselves.
No, I was going to say I liked it, but you've just made it way better, so I can't say I like it.
It's just dropped a place on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Well, should we get to scoring it? Anyone want to say anything else about it? I mean, I really enjoyed it. I like it. I thought it was much better than I was expecting.
Yeah, I know. I really liked it. I just thought it was the total package of being. It looked good. Yeah, all the casts were great. It was a good script. It was long. It was long,
but I think I worried about that. Like probably about an hour in, I thought this isn't going to work. The length it goes on, but I thought like bringing in the surrogate and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think it did. I think it justified the length, really.
Yeah. I think it was originally longer, in fact, and they cut it down.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah,
God.
I read, but so you know.
Oh, actually, I read that as well. Yes, I think it was really long, wasn't it? I think the
Yeah.
first cut of it. Yeah. Okay.
So You should score first, Sam, because it was your one.
Okay, for me, this is number 3. This is better than everything except Jurassic Park and Star Wars.
Ooh.
What? It's above Wall-E?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely.
Oh my god.
I
I've just worked a way I can hack your sort of things that I disagree with, because I can just go even further in one direction with what I think than what it should be, and then we find a happy medium. Correct?
Well, so now you said that, though, you just admitted that you're not going to be genuine with it. You're going to have to always go first, and I'm not going to take you seriously what you're saying.
This hackable, it's all I'm saying. It's
Well, Chris, without the hack, where would you put it?
I would probably put it at number 6, above Inner Space, below Independence Day.
Alex?
I would put it above Inner Space and Independence Day, but no higher than that.
You wouldn't put it higher than They Live or Wall-E?
No, I wouldn't. No. I did think it was really, really good, but I think... just think, I don't know, just They Live and Wall-E, I think they're better, that's all. But
So we've got a 6, a 5, and a 3.
So where does it end up?
4? Then no one's happy. No one's
So that's
happy
just
then, are
above They Live.
Yeah, but then no one's happy.
Well, I'm happy because then it's not above Wall-E, because it definitely shouldn't be, but yeah.
It's way better than Wall-E.
No, it's not. No. Okay, I'm happy with it being there for now.
Above They Live.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm putting it in. It's going in the list. Once it's in, it can't come out.
Okay.
It's in. So the first edition...
We can review them after 100 episodes or something, can't we?
we
Because
said we might
I've
do
still
a
got a
review.
standing gripe with Independence Day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, at 100 episodes, we're allowed to bring one film each back to be reevaluated. But I'll warn you, Chris. Yeah, I know, but I think I said this to you on the messenger, that it will go down, not up, if I'm forced to watch it again. So just watch out. Okay. Alright, so our first film is in, Her, at number 4. After the break, we're back with our second film of the day. We're back from the break for a second time, as Chris in the non-spoiler podcast just spoiled the last scene of the film. So let's try that again.
In the first sentence.
Wow. It was all spoilers. There wasn't even any plot. It just basically...
It was kind of the reverse of the film.
Yeah, so let's try it. So this is the second film. This is Safe to Not Guaranteed, directed by Colin Trevorrow, 2012. Yeah. Chris?
So Colin Trevorrow, this was his first movie. It's a really nice... I like this film.
Right.
I guess it's kind of difficult for me to even talk about this film without spoiling
What's it about?
Now it turns out.
Would you want to talk
Well, it's about a guy who's going to build a time machine so he can go back in time. And then these guys that work at a newspaper get in touch with him so they can write an article on him. But they basically they thought it was going to be a little bit of a puff piece and just get, they thought he was a nutter.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And then, spoiler alert, it turns out, like 2 minutes before the end, that he has built a functioning... Well, we don't know if it's a functioning time machine, and this is why I kind of wonder, this is as close to it being not a science fiction film as you can probably get, because all we've seen is them standing on a device and they disappear. We don't know whether it's a time machine. We don't know anything.
It's still science fiction. Things don't disappear. That's science fiction.
Yeah, it's science fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, but you understand that they're referring to something all the way through the film. They're not actually, it's not. It doesn't. This film doesn't talk about or show us any actual science fiction, themes or anything, does it?
Yeah.
We don't see. No. I thought, oh, well, great, we're going to see a little bit of, Bill and Ted or something.
Yeah, no, Jake.
It'd be the equivalent to Back to the Future, and they've just got the DeLorean in the corner, and they were talking. No, they don't even see the DeLorean. We're just talking about the DeLorean, and then right at the end they drive off in it. It's kind of. But I liked the love part of it. I thought that was really cool. because there was a few little stories going on there. Every character had their own love story, which was really cool, and they were all completely different, and they all ended differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else want to add anything there?
Do you want to go next, Alex? I've got
thoughts. I guess. Well.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but I tell you, my wife saw this. I got her in for free, and she hated it so much she went to sleep deliberately because she was hating the film so much. She deliberately willed herself to sleep rather than watch it.
Brilliant. So I would have done that if I hadn't had to watch it for this.
Okay, so I went in thinking I was a bit worried after I'd heard that, but I thought it was good. I thought, I guess my problem was the whole thing just hangs on. Is he mad or is he not mad?
Yeah.
And I spent so much I think if I watched it another time, maybe because I know the ending, I wouldn't need to concentrate so much on that, and maybe I could enjoy it more. But because you're just constantly like, oh, well, he's just saying some weird stuff. Oh, he's mad. Oh, no, but then he said they've stolen a laser, so maybe he needs that. Oh, but no, he's mad. Oh, the people really are following him. Yeah. Oh, but they're not following for the reason. It just kind of kept doing that, and that's kind of a one-trick
There's something
pony.
in my mind that I kind of knew that was how it was going to end, though. I kind of knew that it was this sort of film.
Yeah, totally. It's
and
obvious.
from a filmmaker's
been really
perspective, I think
depressing.
it's really clever as well.
No, it's terrible. Right, let me say my bit now. This is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
On every level.
Wow.
Right? The story is wafer thin and completely unbelievable. The romance is not... You can't buy that in any way that she'd fall for that guy.
I
was
like
a
how
bit
it's
weird.
kind of independently... It feels like a little bit alternative, though. That's what I like about it.
It just feels cheap. It can't decide what it is. At one minute, it's a film where it's like, oh, it's the comedy comes from, oh, isn't this... a boss who's like a bit sleazy. That's hilarious. He's some douchebag dude.
Yeah.
He's unbearable every time he's on the screen. And then there's like weird bits where when he's stealing the lasers, it becomes a bit sort of surreal, the way like they're all in that the people in the laser.
That was quite
place.
funny, that bit though.
This is not bad things, though. You're just saying...
was awful.
You're saying like
Right?
adjectives and...
The thing that wins her over, he sings a fucking dreadful song.
That bit was
It's
really
embarrassing.
bad.
It was so embarrassing. And she's
that-
like looking like, oh god,
Yeah.
this quite attractive young girl looking at this freakish, strange man, like dressed like he's about to like murder in the woods, singing in a terrible song in an awful voice. It made no sense.
Yeah, no, that bit didn't work at all because you thought it'd be a joke, and then it was played completely
Bad,
seriously.
terrible bad.
If it was a joke, that bit it would have worked. But no, that I had a problem with that bit too.
Their attempt at like agency people, the FBI people, like they come out of a Nickelodeon
They
show.
were poor. The like Men in
Awful.
Black guys were
Yeah,
poor.
Yeah.
no, they were bad.
And
yeah.
I don't think there was probably too many loose ends. Like the boss guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did his relationship end in the end? They just
He was a
up.
He's just
he was a
git,
prick.
wasn't he? Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But he learnt he was a prick, so it was all good.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
That Asian guy what was he doing? Nothing. Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
Well, that was just kind of a little bit of a road trip thing where he that his point of view was that he was learning things from his perspective, right?
What did he learn?
Well, no, but he was.
Well,
wasn't it the-
because he
He learned how to sit next to people who were doing not a lot more than he was.
No, it wasn't it just that wasn't the whole. See, I would say.
I mean, sort of self, respect. Well, you sort of being around girls and hanging out with girls and stuff like that. He hadn't done that before, right?
It had the thing it was trying to do. I think the thing it was trying to do was say that there's the time travel that we can all do is in our memories. We can all think about times in the past, and then the time travel you can also do is go back to your hometown or revisit an old flame or stuff like that. So that's time travel in a non-science fiction sense, and I think it's trying to make a point about that, but then it kind of it didn't complete that story, like you say.
It makes that point by a guy losing virginity by going out and getting a girl really drunk. Like, what kind of message is that to anyone?
Yeah,
it's like almost date rape.
I would have liked like a super like climatic ending in the sense of how he said he was going back because his girlfriend died, and then we found out that she was still alive.
Yeah.
and it would have been actually a super climatic ending if we did have 5 minutes of him running around to 1991 or 2001, and literally he plugs in all these little things which make the whole thing work, and that would have been great.
That would have been better.
Also, they had the box that he has. He says, "There's no papers in here. It's gone well." There was never any papers in that at all, were there, at any point in the film?
No.
What is the point of that? Why
that
bring that up?
That reminded me of the Bill and Ted thing where they go, "Oh, when we finish, we'll go back and we'll put a bucket there." Do you remember that bit in Bill and Ted? Yeah. And then they do, all that. But yeah, I didn't like all the constant Star Wars references, which are now really fucking annoying because they're making. Which one were they?
Did I miss that?
They're making episode 9 now. These two guys.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I know.
But there were tons of Star Wars little. It was a bit like Clerks in that kind of stormtroopers are just brown collar workers and. The thing
that scene is like it's from a different film, isn't it?
Yeah,
there is that little.
They were
scene.
just trying to shoehorn them in almost.
Oh, stormtroopers! Oh, yeah, we're so cool from that Star Wars. No, you're not. This doesn't make any sense on any level. These characters would not be having this conversation.
No.
The only character I bought was Jeff Garlin as the dad at the start, and he's in it for about 2 minutes. He's the only realistic, fully formed character in the film.
Was the only name in it?
Oh no, really? they're all in kind of sitcoms and stuff basically.
Oh, okay.
Audrey Plaza's in she's in a really good a horror comedy called Life After Beth, which is really good zombie comedy. But she's always kind of like that though. She can't really act. She just is like that. But
he kind of made me think of the guy out of They Live though. With his mullet and his double denim.
Yeah, totally. But like a much creepier, weirder version.
Yeah,
I just didn't have this reaction to his character like you did. I don't know.
No one in the film was in any way like I couldn't root for them. I couldn't feel anything other than disdain and sort of like I don't want to see you people ever again. You're all terrible. Everyone involved was completely terrible.
Would your mission on time travel to be to go back to 2012 to stop this film being made? Is that what you're saying?
So it was nominated and won at Sundance. Lots of festivals, actually. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think about this film. I think if I was like 9 or 10 years old, I think I'd quite enjoy this. Perhaps a bit older than that. On the cusp of puberty, maybe like a 12-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand real life yet, but I know that I like girls with lots of eyeshadow.
I really like
and they like science fiction.
Teen movies.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this is.
Yeah.
So I think if I was like 12, I'd go, how twee is this? He's singing her a song. I want to sing a girl a song. I'd love that. But I'm not. I'm 32 and I'm too old for this shit.
Bang. So where are you going to rate it then?
Yeah. See, when I still like to get my lute and sing. What was that instrument he had?
It was a zither.
Oh yeah, a zither.
Oh god, it's so bad. And then they do an even worse version of it over the credits. There's some proper I don't know who it is, someone like Ryan Adams, someone like that, sings the song again over the credits.
So what took me out of it, and my only negative...
Oh, okay, yeah.
...is the time machine looked like horseshit.
Was this like a boat? Was it?
It was like
one of those things you go across the glades in.
Yeah, it was the worst piece of art direction. I know they put this the light flare effect on it. But it actually looked like a load of bits just cable tied to a boat.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah,
and I think that's what made me right up until the end think this guy's a nutter. And so
you think he just killed intentional. Them?
Oh yeah, I thought it was all gonna. I thought this guy's probably too likable now for him to be a nutter.
Yeah, he wasn't likable.
In
what way was he likable?
Well, he wasn't a nasty person.
He was a bit super creepy about the woman that he said was dead and then wasn't dead. He'd gone and just driven a car
because
through
he had
her boyfriend's car.
Because she was dead and he saved her. He went back in time and saved her. That's why she's alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or you could view it as he is nuts and it's just a ruse to get a girl on a time machine.
I thought she was nuts and he just drove a car through her boyfriend's house.
But see, if that's the case, then he is a really creepy stalker, and the idea of that girl going back in time with him is terrifying because...
No, but hold on. Hold on. This can't... No, if he'd gone back and done that, why was her mum still dead then? Because she was going back to save her mum. So why was her mum still dead? If he'd gone back and saved the girl... Oh, no, he said he'd done it once before. Yeah, no, hold on. I'm catching up now. Yeah. He said he'd been back in time once before, so you're saying the time he went back he saved the girl...
Fixed that.
But it's
Right.
the causal loop, though, right? It'd be like,
Although actually, I don't know, because then why would he be saying to her, "I need to go back and"?
The second time.
well, this is why time travel doesn't work. Full stop.
Yeah,
You always have to decide,
yeah,
where the causal loop's in your story gonna sit.
yeah, yeah. And really, of all the films to get it right, I'm not surprised this one didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I normally don't like time travel films because it is like a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, there's some good ones, though.
there are Back to the Future,
Yeah.
Terminator.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Well.
The Butterfly Effect, was that time? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was
Well, multiple alternate realities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just found it quite like in Arrival. I thought,
I've not seen Arrival.
oh, okay. Spoiler alert.
Thanks a lot.
Oh god, I haven't seen it either.
Okay, I'll try and forget that. You're a real spoiler king, aren't you, Chris? So this is your film, I guess, Chris. Do you want to say first of all where you want this to go in the list?
Yeah. Realistically, I'd like it to be probably above They Live.
Oh my god.
I would accept between They Live and Independence Day.
Okay, Alex.
Bottom, just at the bottom, totally.
and
Below, I mean, I
Below
think
in
No
space.
way.
Chris
This
should be
is worse than
happy.
Inner Space.
Definitely
We
below in space.
finally, yeah, worse than Inner Space.
Yeah, definitely worse than Inner
Inner Space was a load of people who should have known how to make a film, couldn't make a film.
But it had
But-
actual science fiction in it. This
And
had
it was
no
actually
science
entertaining.
fiction, really.
Like
in it.
in a space, I wanted to watch to the end. That film, half an hour in, I wanted to go and kill myself.
Yeah, no,
See,
it's
I was
worse than Inner
tantalised
Space.
all the way through. I was.
Tantalised.
No, worse than Inner Space, definitely. But that means it's worse than Independence Day, Chris.
That's true.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So you're saying 5, Chris?
Obviously, we've just put a film into this list already, so I'm just trying to get my head round.
Well, just the master list is in the folder. If you load it up,
So you're saying
What, you've
below
just changed
her.
it now, yeah?
yeah, it gets updated on the fly, so you can
Yeah, okay,
cool.
cool.
refer back
That's
during
clever.
the film. It'll get more important when we get like 50 films in it.
Yeah,
we'll be looking
it
at that
will
list
be
all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd say
5.
between between They Live and Independence Day, I'd accept, or Independence Day and Inner Space, I'd accept.
Hang on, wait a second. Hang on, won't you, Chris? Do you think Safety Not Guaranteed is a better film than Independence Day?
No, in Inner Space it is. So
But
You're
I'll
saying it's better than They Live and Independence
You
Day
think it should be
as
at
well.
5?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it better. I
You enjoyed it more than Independence Day?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't, did you? So
No,
therefore,
so it
you're
should be
saying
below
7, and
Independence Day.
Yes, I'll take 6, but I won't. I don't think it should be.
I know, but if you think of the weighting, then
below.
both of us are saying below Inner Space, and you're only saying 1 above it.
So you're hacking me now.
No, I'm getting your true opinion. Your true opinion is it's worse than Independence Day.
It
I was
should be
wise
at
to
number
your
2.
hack.
Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. Between this and Inner Space, I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I'm just saying
Okay.
it's not as bad as. I don't think it's as bad as you.
Well, I think
been.
Mob Rule wins, and it's going to go bottom.
Okay.
Good.
It's on there. 8th. We have a new loser. Congratulations, Martin Short. You are no longer the worst science fiction film of all time.
And this is the hands that the Star Wars film is going to be in. That's what worries me.
I know, that's a terrifying thought, isn't it? Because Jurassic
Yeah.
World is
Any worse
also
than, Force
awful.
Awakens.
It really can.
Oh God!
It really, really can.
Force Awakens. We're not having this conversation. Are we?
Not
We're
yet,
allowed
no.
to.
Not yet. No. One day. And again, Mob Rule went out there, Alex.
Yeah. Damn it.
All right, so that's our second film of the day. New bottom slot, number 8, Safety Not Guaranteed. After the break, we'll be back with our third and final film. And we're back with our third and final movie. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the 2004 film by Michel Gondry. I think it is. He's French.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. Alex, would you like to just talk us through what this one's about?
Yes, so it's basically Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, Joel and Clementine are in a relationship, it's kind of tumultuous relationship, and one day he goes to see her and she just seems to be with someone else and just blatant disregard for him, and he goes around to his friend's house and is really confused, doesn't know what's going on, and they reveal to him that they have had a card through the post, which says that she has deleted Jim Carrey's character from her mind, completely erased from her mind and her memory. And it's he then investigates into the company that do that. With his idea is to delete her, so he wants to get her. She's done it to him, so he's going to do it to her and just have all his memories of her erased, basically from his mind. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of basic premise, and a very good, I would say, a very good science fiction premise.
Yeah,
kind of reverse Total Recall, I would say.
Yep. Yeah.
And I loved this film. I loved it when it came out, and I was a bit worried about watching it again because I was thinking, will it be dated? And I just thought it was even better this time. I just think it's just brilliantly. I just think it's much like her. I mean, Spike Jonze and Gondry are quite similar directors.
Sort of thing,
they did a load of Bjork videos together.
Yes.
And I think they both work with Charlie Kaufman as well. This is Charlie Kaufman, and obviously there's loads of Charlie Kaufman films with Spike Jonze. But just it was an entire world, an entire concept, and I thought it was really clever. Just how he does the process of in the mind, and when they're deleting the memories, how he does that, I just think it's so clever. And it's so if you can't say the word realistic, but realistic to how dreams and how memories work, the kind of disjointedness, the fact that there's that brilliant bit where he's trying to see who Kate Winslet's dating, because you don't, again, spoiler, but you don't know it's Elijah Wood at that point, and he's like turning him around, you just keep seeing the back of his head. It's such a subtle effect, but it's so cleverly done, and I just think
a nightmare.
Yeah, lots of it is like kind of a nightmare.
Oh yeah, totally. And I think he gets a lot of mileage out of a very simple technique of just having it be dark with the light on the camera. The edge of the frame's all gone, so your memory's going. And that's such a brilliant, because that is often how you do remember stuff, isn't it? In a dream, it's like kind of like shrouded in that sort of black.
And the spaces, the way the spaces are linked in a completely doesn't make sense. He goes through one door and ends up in a different building or outside, stuff like that. I just think but then I think the counterbalance to that is the ridiculousness of the people doing the process on him. When you've got Kirsten Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, and they're in his house and they're just like drinking his alcohol and eating his food because they know he won't remember, and they're kind of all. That is quite realistic as well. You kind of think if this was a real company, they'd probably do it quite shittily. Yeah. Like it probably would be as crap as that. Like they turn up to your house, they kind of fuck it up a bit. Like it doesn't really matter. I think that's really funny, but even that has its own kind of plot elements in it. You're kind of misled by that. You think it's a comedy aside, and in fact one of the biggest plot twists is in that whole setup. That's amazing. That kind of blows it all. So no, I think it's a brilliant film and a brilliant science fiction film. And I think unlike Safety Guarantee, kind of used a Safety Not Guaranteed used the science fiction hook to have a kind of rom-com film. This is a science fiction film and a rom-com. Like it's equally about both things, and it's genuinely both things are so they're brilliantly balanced. They're not. It doesn't tip over. It's very well balanced both sides, I think. But
Chris, how did you like it?
It's not one of my favourites, but I think just because of the tone of it, again, I just find it difficult to watch. But I think it's...
In what way? In what way do you mean difficult to watch?
Because it is. I mean, it is realistic, and it is. I don't know. I just find it kind of stressful. But I don't know. But probably the best performance of Jim Carrey in any film. Yeah, amazing. And probably of Kate Winslet is it's pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I like how it, because it sort of says, so even if you've got like a relationship ends really badly, would you still start it from the beginning? If given the choice?
That's
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of real romance. It's not like fake, like you're saying about safety not guaranteed.
That's probably why it's
kind
so
of,
stressful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. But like
Yeah.
you said, it didn't really make their relationship in Safety Not Guaranteed. You couldn't really see what it was about those two people why they fell in love. But in this, it's like saying the worst, shittiest things you're going to think about this person, but are you still willing to give it a go? And they do, and that's kind of quite romantic in a real way. Like,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
So I really like it. And like Alex, I loved it when it first came out. And I've not seen it in a long, long time because in my memory of it, it's a lot more morose than it actually is. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I forgot all. It's kind of a bit slapsticky and funny, like when he becomes a baby in his memory and that sort of bit. And a lot of the music's a lot more quirky than I remembered it because in my mind, it's very miserable.
Yeah,
I think
just
it's
that
because-
Beck song.
Yeah. It's a long time ago, though. 2004.
Yeah, but I also think it's just because how would I have been then? 20. I'd been 20, and obviously a 20-year-old's view of that kind of thing is a lot more emo, and so yeah, it was very much of that time. But no, I still thought because at the start I was really worried I wasn't going to enjoy it because when he's on the train at the start, he's quite monosyllabic. And he's very emo then, isn't he? And I thought, oh God, this is not going to hold up. But then the actual old Carrie that comes back then, for the rest of it is more animated. And it's such a, even like knowing what happens, the way it unfolds is like really rewarding to watch, isn't it? How it all slowly unravels. And then as your brain clicks and you start thinking, okay, so this is here, this is back here, this is this point in time, this is this point in time. And there's a lovely, I love films that give you that kind of like light bulb moment where, you think, oh right, so the start of the film was the end of the film. That gets you, and I think it's a real knack to get that play out.
It's difficult to do properly.
Yeah, exactly. To let the audience discover it, on their own before the film shows it is a real clever thing to do, isn't it? I think and it handles that really well.
Writing, I think, is really good.
Well, Charlie Kaufman's. I mean, have you seen Adaptation with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
I absolutely love that film. The writing in that as well as
This is
incredible.
Proper pros made this film.
Yeah. It's I like a lot of the touches with the disappearing text as well, and things like a lot of scenes where just off to the side of the scene, the signs are getting erased, and in the library, and they're stood there, stacking the books, and just very quietly in the background, bits of it just disappearing, like all those kind of. Because they're like dreamlike touches, aren't they? Stuff that's not in the main.
Faces are all blurred out in one of the scenes as well. They kind of all got warped faces.
It just makes me like, because if you think of like Alzheimer's, it's just like that's what stressed me out about it. It's kind of like
the thought of it happening. Yeah,
yeah.
It is. It's a terrifying thing, isn't it? I mean, it's a real like.
It's the thing people would do though. If people could do that, people would do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think
this sort of says though, would you though? Would you take the good things, though?
I think in the moment after it, I think a lot of people, at the moment of the heartbeat, would go and do it, and then would regret it.
Yeah, of course. And then repeat the same mistakes again, as everyone in this does.
Yeah. And there's that brilliant moment, isn't there, when he starts to hear the outside stuff in the dream, and he's on the ice, isn't he? Just screaming up, going, "Doctor, doctor, no, I don't want this anymore." And that's like that's the most distressing bit, isn't it? Because imagine being stuck in your own head.
Yeah,
and that moment of becoming, realizing, oh God, this is all going away.
Yeah,
it's Well, what about? I know you mentioned it just briefly, but the other story, the Be Outside story. What do we think about that? Is that both enjoy that as much?
I think it's really well done. Yeah, totally.
And actually, that
really
adds that sort of is the explainer of why it's science fiction and what is going on. So I kind of needed that.
Yeah,
obviously.
Also, I think if it being more light-hearted, and obviously the tone gets darker as it goes on, but I think it's welcome relief, isn't it?
But actually, the Elijah Wood's character is pretty dark. That he's stealing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, he's stealing the other guy's life, saying things deliberate that he knows that she will react to because they're things that Joel said before, like that. Jim Carrey's character. It's pretty kind of horrible. If you really think about it, it's quite a horrible idea of how to get someone to love you.
Well, I'm sure people at work at like dating sites just like clean up because they know everything about everyone, so they just go.
Yeah, probably. I didn't even think of that.
But by the end of it, the only character who's really come out of it all right is Mark Ruffalo, isn't it? He's the only one who's not.
But did he know? Did he know or not?
No, I don't think he did. I think he's genuine at the end when he says that.
Why does the wife hit him though?
Because he beeps the horn, doesn't he? When he sees her come, he beeps the horn to try and stop.
This was an early appearance of Mark Ruffalo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. It's a good cast, isn't it? Really, they're all
Yeah,
David Cross
all
as well.
good.
I love David Cross. He doesn't have much to do, but he's funny in the few
Wilkinson
bits
as
he
well.
has. Yep, a pro.
No, they're all really good. And again, like her, it's because it's a good director. He gets good performances out of them because he's a good director. Like that's why you get a good Jim Carrey, because he's being challenged a bit. Like he's being pushed to, he can't, even in those bits where he's a kid, he's not just going back to the kind of shtick of.
He's close, isn't he? Though that's the worst bit of the film for me. Like that playing up on. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bit. It's
Well,
like
the Truman Show. I think is like.
I was just about to say, Truman
best
Show.
roles for that.
That's another film where he's like almost a good actor, and there's just a few little bits where he goes back into that sort of slapsticky thing, and obviously that's what
It's
it's
perfect for the roles, though. You can't imagine anyone else playing them roles. I don't think.
No.
I think this film, anyone could play that. Not anyone, but a lot of actors could play this role, couldn't they? He's not. I think Truman Show less so, but this role isn't particularly playing to his strength, is it? I think it's good. I think it's just because he's playing against type. It adds it, blends it more sort of, I don't know, not gravitas, but what's the word? It's sort of.
You're a bit more shocked.
It might
because
trick
it's
you
him.
into thinking it's a more rounded person that you're watching because
you're more willing to go with it, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And he does. I mean, he does play it well. He does act it well. He's very good in it. They're all good in it. It's a good film. And also, I think we said how it dated well in terms of our memory of it, but I think also like the look of the film and stuff, the practical effects and things, they don't really stick out, do they? Like even though they're quite old, it's all quite subtle. It holds together quite
A lot
well.
of them are just lighting and camera effects, aren't they? There.
Yeah. It all just it fits, doesn't it? There's no sort of glaring. That awful lens flare at the end of what's that film? I've forgotten its name already. Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, that looked like, and I'm pretty sure was just like an effect off After Effects that you can.
And obviously made for a lot less money, but okay, so I think we're all. I think Chris, you're the most negative on that one, aren't you? But I think you still like it.
I think it's more just for me. It's not enjoyable to watch.
It was just hard to watch, But you can appreciate what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, as a movie, it's a great movie.
Would you say it's better than Her?
I think it is.
Oh, you do? You think it's better than Her as well?
Yeah, I think it's better than Her.
Chris?
Yeah, I think it's better than Her, but I think Her should be lower than where it is. So that's I'd take 4.
I think it's 6.
So what's that?
I don't think it's as good as They Live or Her.
Okay. So
It's weird. Like I do really like it, but I think the problem for me is because I watched it a lot when it first came out. It's kind of films like take on their own sort of life, and it's sort of tied up
like
to the
Donnie
stuff.
Darko.
Yes, sort of like a film.
It's from that era, and you just remember it when you were in uni or
university.
whatever,
I don't know, but I mean, I shouldn't count that against it.
Have you seen Eternal Sunshine?
Watching the DVD in a dorm room, or whatever we used to call them over here.
The problem is you were losing a lot of your memory back then on a general day to day.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like brain damage. It's the same process.
You were trying to reenact the memory loss.
I'm going to watch it today because, as I say, I whenever I thought about it, I always used to get really down. But now it's not really that. I mean, the ending's quite happy, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's positive.
I think I remember it as the start when obviously the other memories related to it have gone, like the Huckleberry Finn thing's gone.
Yeah,
I think my memory is that he's like basically got brain damage from it at the end, and that he's lost.
See, I thought that's what I was remembering the story to be.
Yeah. Me too. I wonder why that is. It's weird, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know why you've remembered it like that.
I think what we've learned today is that we all think of films a lot like more sinister than they actually are. Like the suicide at the end of Her.
Well,
it isn't actually there. Yeah. Well, I do anyway. All right, so let's get to this ranking. So, Alex, you're saying you think where would you put it, Alex, on that list?
I'd say above Her.
Better than Wally?
Higher. No, not better than Wally. Just above Her. That's it.
Chris?
I'd go with the same.
Okay. I'd think 6.
Yeah, so that means it's going under Her and above They Live, or what we do in this situation.
How strongly do you feel about being above Her? 'Cause I'm
not very strong about it.
No, I think they're both very good. So it's I don't mind if one wins out.
Yeah.
Should we put it?
No, I think it should go above her. It's a more important film. I think her.
Yeah,
is,
I think
is not. The themes in her are very superficial compared to what we're talking
There's
about.
a lot more questions at the end of her. There's a lot more things. You go away thinking that was great, but then when you really deconstruct it, there's a lot more things you think, actually, I'm not sure. Whereas Eternal Sunshine, there wasn't. It's very complete. It just is what it is. And she destroys the company at the end, so it's completely. It's all gone, isn't it? By that point, and everyone's been told. Whereas her, there's a lot of questions as to. Well, did everyone get their money back from buying that operating system? Like, I'd be
but that
pissed.
doesn't matter, does it? Though it doesn't matter about
Yeah,
that.
but it's a weird question that you kind of it was just stuck in my head. Like,
I think though in
I'm
her,
really annoyed.
I think her, there's a lot of. I mean, there's so many questions in that film that aren't explained. Aren't there? There's a lot of things that aren't really, like the OS and stuff like that.
It'd be interesting to see how her dates as well.
That's just about to say that. Like right now, I'd much rather watch her again than Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind. 10 years from now, I already know Eternal Sunshine aged
when we're all wearing blue,
stick it
we've got
above
massive
her,
eyeballs.
Yeah, I think I can get with that. I can get with that.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got a question for everyone.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Which of the 3 women in it, or you could say men, but I say women, would you date?
What, out of the 3 films?
Yeah. So Audrey Plaza, the main.
Scarlett Johansson doesn't have a form.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's still dating her because that's who he dates. So which one?
Right.
Or Kate Winslet, or So Scarlett Johansson's disembodied voice, or Audrey Plaza's kind of kookiness, or
Not her.
No, or Kate Winslet, bit mental.
I'd go for the kooky one. I'd go for
Winslet.
No, for the.
For Audrey
Safety Not
Plaza.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Audrey Plaza. Alex?
It's hard, isn't it? I see. You kind of think that Scarlett Johansson's the best girlfriend, but she doesn't have a body. So I probably would go for Audrey Plaza because Kate Winslet's a bit mental. She's just a bit too much, isn't she?
Well, the thing is, I think I should probably go for Audrey Plaza, but I know that I would go for Kate Winslet and probably end up going to a booth and erasing my memory after a few years. So,
Good.
Kate Winslet for me.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's how
This
3
is where
films
we need
done.
a female host on this. It feels a bit like a sausage fest.
Well, which man would you date then? They're not great characters either.
Who are the men? Who are the men? We've got Joaquin Phoenix, Jim Carrey, and who's the man in the other one? Oh, that creepy-looking dude.
Yeah, the creepy scientist. God.
It's got to be Joaquin, hasn't it, really? I'd definitely go for Joaquin. His nice apartment, lovely.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, he wins.
He's too much of a hipster, though.
I don't mind that.
I'd go. No,
he's very hungry.
Well groomed.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey he's got a fold-out bed.
All the freak in the other one.
No, not the freak in the other one. No, it's between Jim and.
He's a really nice
Joaquin.
guy. The one in the other one, this
All
time
right.
travel guy.
This says a lot about you, Chris. We're learning a lot today.
Well, I think he does. Yeah, I think I'm coming to that conclusion. He's a nice guy.
He has a lot of guns.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just living in a dream world, I think.
A lot of double denim.
Yeah, no, Joaquin's the best. You're right. He's got a good job, city job, nice department. You're right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, well done. Yeah, we've made it. We've balanced it out now. Who needs a female host?
He's a douche.
Maybe he's not. He's fine. He's got a nice neighbour. He's very friendly, and
Yeah.
I think he's all right. Chris Pratt seems all right. All his friends seem nice.
Yeah.
Amy Adams, actually, that's the real winner there, but she's not on the list, is she? So
You can't date her.
Okay, so our list is starting to look a lot like a list. That is now 9 films. Shall I run through them? I might as well while we've still got less than 10.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, at number 9, a new bottom feeder, Safety Not Guaranteed. Number 8, Inner Space. Number 7, Independence Day. Number 6, They Live. Number 5, Her. Number 4, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Number 3, Wall-E. Number 2, Jurassic Park. And number 1, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
Very
That
good.
concludes today's rankings. But it's not. We can't leave yet, because we need to decide on next week's films. We have no theme for next week, so we're going to do something a little bit different. I have in front of me the top 200 science fiction films of all time, as voted for by I don't know who. Yeah, somebody.
People.
And I also have the top 100 worst science fiction films of all time. Okay.
Which list is Independence Day in?
Both.
It is number 72 on the best list.
Okay.
That's much lower down than we've got it. Good. For now, anyway. So the idea is basically we're going to get 3 numbers. I've got a random number generator here. I can do all 3, or we can do one each. Do you want to do them?
No, just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Do all 3. Use the computer. It's a science fiction podcast.
So the way I've set...
Go on.
Go on, sorry, no.
I was going to say, did anyone see the BAFTAs last night? But
No.
Okay.
Okay. Did any science fiction films win?
Rival... did that get anything?
Well, you've ruined that for all of us now.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah. So basically, numbers 1 to 200 are the best, and then 200 to 300 are the worst. Okay, so let's see what we get. So our first number is number 217. So that's a good start.
It's like a lottery.
The first film is, oh my god, Scary Movie 3.
Scary Movie 3? How is it counting that as a science fiction film?
Well, it's got a pic. The poster for it is a rip-off of Signs. I
don't know. We're not doing that.
Nah. That's discounted. No, discounted. I agree.
Because it's called a horror comedy.
Yeah, it's a horror. Yeah, discounted.
Okay, should I go up one, or should I just roll again?
Roll again.
All right. 274. I haven't read this.
Big numbers, aren't they?
Oh my god, you won't believe this. Scary Movie 5. What the chances of that?
This is going well.
It's fixed.
What is next? Roll again.
That's crazy.
You can't trust computers. This is what these films are teaching us. You can't trust computers.
Yeah, they've all gone to singularity. They've left us with just the Scary Movie films. They've all gone off to fuck each other in some weird AI orgy.
Mind fucking. Yep.
Right, I've got a one now. 174. So that's a
good one.
The best of, which is sorry, bear with me a second. Oh, fantastic! Silent Running.
Ooh, brilliant. Very
what
good.
A film!
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
We just put that in the list so I don't forget it. Silent Running. Good. All right, number 2. Drum roll, please. 58. Oh God.
Ooh.
Number 58 is Spaceballs.
Oh,
brilliant.
Very
love
good.
Spaceballs.
Mel Brooks got a fellowship last night.
There we go.
from
Appropriate enough.
Oh,
Then.
it's like this was rigged.
It is a bit, yeah. Bloody love Spaceballs.
I don't think you will once you've watched it.
Yeah. I'm thinking that.
Okay, our third one is 257.
Scary Movie 2.
That is They Saved Hitler's Brain. We're just cutting back in now because we can't actually get a hold of They Saved Hitler's Brain. The DVD's 28 quid.
Yeah.
I'm not paying £28 to watch that film,
No.
so I'm going to go back to the random number generator.
And also, people want to be able to get hold of it to listen to this.
Yeah.
So.
295.
Scary Movie 1.
Let's have a look. 295 is Universal Soldier: The Return.
Oh, amazing! I love Universal Soldier.
Is that that's a sequel?
Yeah.
It must be. I've
Good.
not seen that. Okay. So we've dodged one bullet and then walked straight into a Gatling gun fire in the other direction.
My God.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm well up for a bit of Van Damme.
Brilliant. So that's our new third film, and I will now return you to your regular broadcast. Right, so if you like this episode, please subscribe on iTunes, rate us, review us, because apparently that's how you get up the list. So rate and review.
Ooh.
I'm gonna rustle up some fan mail for next week.
Brilliant. Also,
some fans are gonna write in. With
some fans are going to write in.
We should say thank you to the fan that wrote in for this one because it was a
That's
really
true.
good,
Yes, this
really
was all
good
thanks
choice.
to our first fan Lucy, who suggested this
thank
films
you,
this
Lucy.
week. Thanks,
well
Lucy.
done. Good choice.
So if you want to get your 3 themed films in, get in touch with us at mail@sciencefictionratingsystem.com or at the Twitter, which is Chris.
Oh, you keep asking me this every single week.
Because I can't remember it.
Like, oh,
yes,
yeah,
SF rating system.
Because there's a limit on the amount of characters you can use.
So pop us a message there, or whatever, or email us with your lists, or any comments on what we've done so far, or the future films, whatever. Anything, get in touch. We love interaction.
Or
Hashtag interaction.
You can troll us directly on Twitter. I'm Chris Redding on Twitter.
I am at Wheel the Robot.
And I'm at Love Horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're back in a fortnight with 3 more films. Thanks for joining me. Check out sciencefictionratingsystem.com for the list, and check out samdraper.net for the music. And
this whole thing, the whole show is just for your music.
And check out lovehorror.com for Alex's
pawns.
Reviews.
We're just pawns in his game.
I just said lovehorror.com.
Oh, okay.
Check out all of my stuff out there.
Check out what have you got a URL?
No, but buy Somnus on iTunes.
Oh yeah, buy Somnus on iTunes.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about that actually. Right, okay. We did it off air. So, thank you guys.
There's no money. There's no money.
No. Thank you.
I received some money, my first money from that film.
Oh, did you?
The first quarter.
Yeah.
$3.72.
Oh, pull my headphones out. I've laughed so hard. Brilliant. That's independent filmmaking for you. That's fantastic.
The transfer cost to transfer that, wire it to me, is more. So they're going to hold on to it until next quarter.
That's nice of them. That's good of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So buy that.
Okay. So buy that. Buy Somnus. Buy samdraper.net. Buy lovehorror.com. We'll see you next time. Good night, everyone. Good night, Alex. Good night, Chris.
See ya.
Cheerio. Bye.